My name is Ovais, Malik.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Obviously, Final Fantasy is a big one. And then I did some stuff. Really, I would say, though, one that I don't think I'll ever forget about would be my first one. Because I had so many lines in that game. I probably had like 7 pages worth of lines. So it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. Well, the moment that I really knew I wanted to do this as a career was probably really, it was in high school, but I didn't start taking it seriously as far as how to approach it until, kind of my earlier to mid-20s. I feel like when, because I'm a musician too, and so creative arts is something that's always been in my life.
Okay.
I feel like that kind of stuff, it calls you. You don't choose it; it chooses you. So I've always loved to act. I had a background in theater and acting, and so it was very natural that voiceover would follow in that. I used to do voiceover for when I was a kid and do impressions of teachers and other students, and now fast forward 25 years later, and that's what I do for a living. Oh man, I'm inspired by people all the time. Growing up, watching lots of different cartoons and shows and stuff. As far as like actors go and just energy and raw physical comedy and that kind of stuff, Jim Carrey's been a huge influence of mine. I love humorous kind of slapstick comedy, so Three Stooges were huge. And then, animation-wise, you have Transformers and G.I. Joe and Inspector Gadget, Tom and Jerry. I mean, all the classics that you think of. Or a lot of kids nowadays don't even know what that stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me sound old, but those are all things that really helped kind of mold me into my characters. Yeah, absolutely. So, I play drums and dabble on guitar and some vocals. And being a drummer, you have to listen to everything. So that helped me develop an ear for, certain sounds and cadences, because all your deliveries have to have a cadence to them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, absolutely. It's helped me a lot. And, I speak 3 languages, so because I do voiceover in English, Hindi, and Urdu. And in all 3 languages, you have to learn when to be more subtle, when to kind of project more. It's because it's all, at the end of the day, it's still acting, so you have to know how to act. You have to know when a part calls for more energy, less energy, that kind of thing. It's all still acting, very much so. There's Dr. Claw.
Okay.
He's the main villain who had the evil cat. So whenever Inspector Gadget would escape, Dr. Claw would be like, I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. And that's kind of his evil, sinister way of, he's sitting behind his big chair and just petting this cat. So that was Dr. Claw. Yeah, man, Transformers for me was a huge one. That was definitely one of those cartoons where there's so many unique voices. And actually, Tim Cullen, who's the voice of Optimus Prime, I know a gentleman by the name of Walter Burr and Wally, and he actually developed the voice for Optimus Prime with Tim Cullen.
Wow.
And for me, Transformers was huge. I actually can do a Starscream,
okay,
if you guys want to hear that.
I want to hear that.
So he goes something like,
Lord Megatron, what would you like me to do next?
That's Starscream. You can't. It's interesting because a lot of it is people looking at you weird, like, look at this guy's making all these weird sounds. What's wrong with them? But really, yeah, you have to practice.
Okay.
Whether it's in front of a camera, in front of a mirror or a camera or whatever the case might be. Or you could record yourself. I record a lot of the voices I do, and I'll kind of try and match them if it's a character that's already been done. But a lot of the characters that sometimes I'll kind of create my own version of. So, because there's only so much, you want to do Daffy Duck. There's probably 1,000 people that can do Daffy Ducks. But there's probably like 10 that do it well.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do stuff that, there's a market for.
Right.
So tough, you always want, it's not that they weren't supportive. It's just that, anytime you're an artistic person, arts always get pushed to the back. Like, oh, that's cool, but you're just doing that for fun. Go out and get a real job and go to school so you can be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer, a respectable job. And though those people have very, admirable jobs, that's just not for me. Mm-hmm. I think that you should always follow your heart and do what makes you feel alive. And if you can do that and be successful at it, then like I said, there's no better gift than doing what you love. So yeah, I definitely had some resistance, but at the end of the day, when you keep doing it and they start seeing like that, oh, okay, he's working and he's actually doing cool stuff. My parents are very traditional and old school, so that mentality is, I don't think I'll ever have a job big enough to where they'll be like, oh, that's great, we're, awesome. Though they're happy for me, but it's different. It's not like being a lawyer and winning a big case. You know what I mean? It's a totally different dynamic. They can reach me at www.ovaismalik.com. It's OVAISMALIK.com. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me Facebook.com/OvaisMalikVO. And those are the two best places to communicate with me. If you got questions, comments, whatever, people can contact me there. All my voice reels, a lot of my resumes on there, which I actually have to update. But yeah, it's a constant work in progress. But that's the best way to reach me. Yeah, just work hard, do what you love, and never put 90% into anything. Put 100% in, bust your butt off, and if you stick with something long enough, regardless of what people say, whether you want to be a doctor, a voice actor, a pilot, whatever it is, follow your dreams.
They can attack him, they can judge him, but they can never break him. The season premiere of 24 begins now. Viewer discretion is advised.